Hi guys, my name is Sarah. It is so nice to meet you all. Thank you for having me here today. A little bit about me before we start. I am a sophomore at ASU. I'm studying biochemistry and global health. And just by hearing that, you might be wondering, why am I here today talking to you about sexual health and HIV/AIDS? Like, what makes me have more credibility or more information to share with you than other people? Well, for the past semester, the past few months, I've been working with professors and professionals about and learning about HIV/AIDS, and I've been educated and trained on how to speak with people like you just about this subject. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I'm in service to you, so I want you to know what I've done to prepare to be able to have this uncomfortable conversation with you, right? And also, like I said before, I study biochemistry and global health, so those two subjects also relate to sexual health and HIV/AIDS, which has been helpful being in STEM and learning about that and connecting what I've learned with Dr. Salomon and Dr. Jake on HIV/AIDS. So before I learned all about HIV/AIDS, I was sitting where you were and I was clueless. I was ignorant. I didn't know anything about the disease. Even growing up, especially, I did not receive the type of sexual health information and education that I believe everyone should receive beginning at a young age, so that everyone is on the same page regarding this important subject. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to learn about HIV/AIDS, because I needed to humble myself and and give back to people that have the same experience with me growing up and not knowing enough about sexual health and not learning enough about it, especially as a woman. But now, after I've learned and educated myself and humbled myself, I've become much more confident in learning it and processing it and educating myself. And now I'm able to do that with you guys. So thank you so much for having me here to talk with you. The conversation will be probably 5 or 6 minutes. If anyone has to use the bathroom or get water, they're just down the hall. And if you need to answer the phone or anything, you can just leave and come back. And then if anyone has any questions, I'll answer that, gladly answer that at the end of our conversation. And I would also like to acknowledge that this is a safe space. We are all different in our own ways, but I'm hoping that we can remove those differences while all relating to the topic of sexual health and HIV/AIDS, because we can all relate to those two topics. So first, it is important to know that there is no cure anywhere in the world for HIV, but it is 100% preventable. So in order to understand how we can prevent it, we need to understand how it is transmitted in order to protect ourselves and our loved ones from HIV and our community. So to begin, HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. So if it includes human in the title, it must be heavily related to humans. So in fact, it is. Where can we not find or get HIV? If we can from humans, some things that we cannot get HIV from. Anyone know? Yes, good nature, right? You're not going to get HIV from touching a tree, right? What else? Yes. Animals, good. So a bite, an animal bite or something like that will not transmit HIV into your body. Good. So if we do know that humans can get HIV, obviously, from other humans, the skin acts as a really good barrier, a wall, to protect our body, the insides of our body, from HIV/AIDS. So if I put pure HIV onto my skin and rub it in, I would never become HIV positive, because unbroken skin fully blocks HIV from entering the body. So if unbroken skin provides such a good barrier, why are people becoming HIV positive? Well, although it acts as a wall to stop HIV, there are 4 doors that still allow HIV inside the body. So those 4 doors, one of them actually includes broken skin, so open wounds, right? Earlier I said unbroken skin is a really great barrier and a wall against HIV or the transmission of HIV. But if you have a wound, an open wound, that is one of the 4 doors where HIV can be transmitted into the body from someone that already has HIV. Okay. What's another one? The vagina. The vagina is another door that HIV can enter the body of someone that is not already HIV positive. There's 2 more. Yes. Good. The tip of the penis. Exactly. And there's one more. Anyone know? Yep. The anus. Good. So again, our 4 doors are the vagina, open wounds, the tip of the penis, and the anus. Good. So again, those are the only way that HIV can get into the body from someone that is HIV positive to someone that is not HIV positive. Good. So if we have 4 ways that HIV can enter the body, we need something else that will infect the person who is getting the HIV from the other. We need a way that the HIV will be transmitted into that person, right? So we already have the doors, but now we need the 5 fluids. So these are 5 fluids that a body of the person living with HIV can carry HIV in and transmit HIV to the other person through that fluid. So can anyone tell me what one of the 5 fluids is? Yep. Good. Vaginal secretions. Awesome. Anyone else? There's 4 more. Yes. Good. Semen. Yep. And 3 more. Yep. Good. Breast milk. Yep. Mother to child. And then there's 2 more. Anyone? Good. So blood and pre-ejaculate. So pre-ejaculate is a fluid that comes out of the male's penis during sex before complete ejaculation, but it still contains HIV because it contains semen, and HIV is obviously in semen. That's one of the 5 fluids. Good. So again, we know our 4 doors: the vagina, the tip of the penis, the anus, and open wounds. And then we know our 5 fluids: vaginal secretions, breast milk, blood, semen, and pre-ejaculate. So those are the 2 things that we need in order for HIV to be transmitted into the body of someone that does not have HIV. So in order for it all to come together, there are only 3 ways that HIV transmission can occur that include the 4 doors and 5 fluids. So what is one of those ways? The most common? Good. Unprotected sex. Yep. And this includes anal and vaginal sex. That's the most common mode of HIV transmission. There's 2 more. Anyone? Okay, so the 2 more, I got it. Mother to child, so commonly known as breastfeeding. That's one of the best things that a mom can do for her child. But breast milk from an HIV positive mom can come into contact with open wounds on the baby, which causes HIV transmission. So again, that's one of the 5 fluids, breast milk, and one of the 4 doors, open wounds. Then the last way is blood to blood. So this is super common among drug users when sharing needles. HIV can transmit, again, open wound and blood. That's our door and our fluid. Good. So again, the 3 modes of transmission that HIV needs to be able to get into the body of someone that does not have HIV are unprotected sex, mother to child transmission, and blood to blood transmission. So in order for HIV to be transmitted into the body of someone that does not have HIV, one of the 4 doors, one of the 5 fluids, and one of the 3 modes of transportation all need to come together in order for HIV to be spread. So you have all this information now about the doors, the fluids, and the modes of transportation. So if you get yourself into a situation with someone that you know that might be concerned about what they have exposed themselves to in regards to HIV transmission, you are able to have the information to share with them to help them protect themselves. You can protect yourself and you can protect your community from HIV and knowing how it's spread. Good. So if we know that there are certain fluids, doors, and transmissions that HIV can be transmitted through, what are possible scenarios that someone might come up to you and say, wait, I just got stung by a bee. Am I going to get HIV from the bee? The answer is no, right? So there are scenarios in which you're not going to get HIV because it doesn't include one of the 4 doors, one of the 5 fluids, or one of the 3 modes of transmission. Another one, can it be transmitted while eating with someone? No, right? Earlier we said food is not a way that HIV can be transmitted. So again, now that you've learned all this information, for any situation, you can ask yourself, is there a fluid involved? Is a door involved? Is one of the modes of transmission involved? So know the 4 doors, know the 5 fluids, and protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community from HIV. Thank you so much for having me today to talk with you guys. It has been an honor being able to share this information with you. Again, if any of you have any questions or you just want to have any conversation with me after this, I will be here to support you and help you. Thank you again for having me, and have a great rest of your day.